We have right now 18 countries in Europe, the European Nuclear Alliance, that are seriously committed to nuclear energy. Japan is seriously committed to nuclear energy, so I don't know what that tells you, because Japan actually did understand very clearly the consequences of the events at Fukushima. So I think that obviously nuclear energy is not for everyone, but right now we have 25 countries in the world that are committed to tripling global nuclear capacity. And just a few weeks ago in Brussels, the International Energy Agency Nuclear Energy Summit brought together 35 plus countries that also were very forward-looking and very bold in their assessments of nuclear.
Let me just have one more crack at this before we move on, and just to say, yes, Fukushima was the exception rather than rule, but it only takes one exception to have devastating effects as well. And there are still concerns to this day about what it means for marine life when that water goes back into the system, marine life across the whole of the Pacific. The radioactive waste, we still don't have ways of safely storing or treating radioactive waste, do we? So there are still some very big concerns from those exceptions.
I would push back on that.
Sure.
I mean, I would say that the nuclear waste, which is used nuclear fuel and radioactive waste, to me is one of the best news about nuclear energy. Tell me which other energy source has a teeny tiny amount of waste. I mean, so if you consider all the used nuclear fuel that all nuclear power plants in the world have created in the last 50 years of operation, this is less of a football field. This is very little. And tell me which other industry knows where all their used fuel is and has managed it throughout the entire history of the industry. And I think that we do have technical solutions. I mean, just this year we will see Finland starting their deep geological repository. Sweden is following shortly after. And France has, for example, a quite different approach. They are doing recycling. So for France, they are not really going to simply store this used nuclear fuel. They are going to use it and recycle it. So I think that, to me, the used nuclear fuel and nuclear waste are among the best stories of why nuclear energy is sustainable.
Let me move on. Where Europe is mixed and some countries reticent, as you say, 18 of them are moving ahead as well, China is not reticent. China, I'm going to say a statement, you're going to tell me if it's true or not. China is just leading the way, and with a huge expansion. I think it's 26 new nuclear units, combined capacity 30 gigawatts plus as well. Is China showing the way forward?
Well, China has a very clear long-term vision for nuclear, and as you said, I mean, they are building, or they are starting every year between 6 to 10 new nuclear reactors of many different technologies. So I don't know whether they are leading the way, but certainly they are walking the talk, which perhaps in other parts of the world we are still talking, not doing as much as we want.
What about the